Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. A bit of, you'll notice a little bit of a change here. I'm still having some issues. The camera right here behind me has some issues. I've got some hardware that should be here in the mail today. I'm very excited to get things back up and running, back to normal around here. But in the meantime, I've got to kind of use a bit of an alternate route to get the forecast to you, but I'm still able to do it, and I'm very excited about that. So let's get you right into it, shall we? And we're going to go ahead and start off with, not that, what? Oh my. Well, okay, with my new change here, with what I've got going on here, something happened, and I know exactly what happened, and I'm going to try to fix it while we're here. Oh, shoot. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, my friends. There it is. Okay. No. What's going on here? Okay, we're going to try this. There we go. We fixed it. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to start off by, yesterday it started actually the Axner Excavating 59th Spring Sale. All right, this is a big sale that they do every year. And the really cool thing about this spring sale is they've got 11 acres of supplies, right? 11 acres. I mean, this thing is huge. They've got landscaping supplies, materials are all on sale. All rock, hardscape, sand, soil, best fertilizer, and bark products are all on sale. So you can visit them off Old Oregon Trail, just north of Highway 44. So be sure to check that sale out. I mean, this is that time of the year, right? Well, people are doing landscaping projects, you're getting ready for spring, gardening, the works, and you've got a great sale to get some great deals on some of those supplies and equipment that you will need. All right, I'm kind of doing things kind of wonky here this morning, but there we go. All right, so take a look at the highs that we saw for the month of March. I don't need to tell you that it's been a very warm month. The only day we were right around or just below normal, it was Wednesday of March 4th. Otherwise, temperatures have been above normal. 3 record-breaking days out at the Reading Airport, even some low 90s in there. Even yesterday at the Reading Airport, even though it was only 78 only, right, we were still well above normal for this time of the year. Now, the rain, some of you have seen a few showers this morning, and you can see it looks like a lot of it is down to the south, especially out towards Chico, Oroville, but even around Reading, northwest of Reading, out towards Del Norte County, seeing some of those showers this morning. And east of the valley, we are certainly seeing some activity too. So just to get you out to take a look at Krueger's Quickcast here for your Tuesday, March 31st. It is the last day of the month. Temperatures, as you can see, still pretty mild, upper 50s, low 60s for the valley. And then I do expect those 40s right now in many of the higher elevations and for the coast. Now, temperatures are not going to warm up much today, folks, because number one, more cloud cover. Number two, cooler air is moving in as we speak. So out the door this morning, a little wet. Now, the thing is, as you saw on the radar, it's not a washout, right? We're not seeing rain constantly all day long. It's going to be off and on scattered showers, and there may be some thunderstorms embedded in there, especially later this afternoon. Nice stream of moisture, Pineapple Express, classic Pineapple Express. However, it's not a ton of moisture that's being transported our way, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But taking a look at Futurecast, this is our HRRR forecast model. It's in pretty good alignment with where we're seeing most of the rain right now. Not in good alignment with how strong this, right? We're not seeing very heavy rainfall out of the system here this morning. But there you can see as we take you through the morning, it's beginning to show the potential for thunderstorms beginning to develop. Now, again, I think this particular forecast model is overdoing it on the overall intensity, but there could be some lightning strikes, especially for the valley eastward. So Reading, all the way down to Chico, Willows, Oroville, all the chance for thunderstorms. Chance for thunderstorms east of that into the mountains as well. But again, what you saw there, I think it's overly doing it for the intensity of the showers and thunderstorms. All right, so there you can see right now, Forgive me. Okay, I was looking somewhere else. All right, so there you can see the winds. Now the winds are expected to be a little gusty later this afternoon. As you can see, they're coming in from the south, 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. Now, there may be that potential for a convergence line developing in the valley, especially around the Redding area. We'll have to watch that. The forecast model's not really picking up on a convergence line picking up, so we'll have to kind of watch for that. But otherwise, the wind should subside later tonight before they pick back up again tomorrow. There you can see the rainfall chances. Today, tomorrow, best chances, especially tomorrow. And then we really see those chances drop off by the end of the week, and especially going into the weekend. So for today, temperatures will be in the upper 60s. And we're going to be looking at temperatures probably somewhere, that's in the valley, right? But in the mountains, we're talking mainly 50s and somewhere in the mid to upper 50s for the coast. Now tonight, probably around low 50s in the valley, 30s, 40s for many of the higher elevations, and somewhere in the mid 40s for your overnight lows for the coast. All right, let's go and take a look at that 7-day forecast for the valley. Now, a couple of things. Number one, not a complete washout like it looks like. Number two, not a ton of thunderstorms like it looks like either. But I don't want you to be surprised if you hear a few rumbles of thunder today or tomorrow. There could be some brief periods of heavy rainfall should you get caught under a thunderstorm. But for the most part, the valley is not going to see a lot of rainfall. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But there you can see Thursday, Friday. It's still cool on Thursday, right? But then we start to see temperatures increase as we go into the weekend. Now, I do expect more rainfall, a lot more rainfall for the coast, many of the inland areas, and many of the mountains too. And look at the snow levels, folks. This is no joke, right? April Fools on Wednesday, down to 3,500 feet on Wednesday, could even be lower. The coldest air is moving in to, tomorrow night into Thursday morning. But by the time the coldest air moves in, well, you're just not looking at as much rain and snow at that point. All right, so let's take a look at our weather headlines. Significantly cooler this week. We're going to notice it today. We're really going to notice it tomorrow and even Thursday. Chance for April Fool's Day showers, but no joke. Drier and warmer by Friday with valley highs back in the 80s by the weekend and maybe even as early as Friday. All right, let's get into that deeper dive forecast for your Tuesday, March 31st. All right, we're going to really dive into the forecast here. So there you can see the showers that we're seeing out there this morning. This is going to be the case throughout the day today. Scattered showers off and on for everyone throughout the day. Some more rain than others. Others are going to see the potential for thunderstorms as well. All right, so temperatures right now, upper 50s, low 60s in the valley, 40s for most of the mountains, and 40s along the coast. Now, as I mentioned, we've got a Pineapple Express. Clearly see that line of moisture coming in from the Hawaii region, and it's that moisture. But look at the water vapor satellite. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of green on the map there. That's that stream of moisture that's moving in. But during the stronger Pineapple Express events, it'll be a darker green and it'll be a more solid area of green. You can see how it's kind of broken apart. It's lighter shades of green. This is not a ton of moisture compared to what we typically see. So we talk about a garden hose with these types of events, right? It's aimed at the area. It's like taking the dial and just kind of barely turning on that water. Not a trickle, but not full blast either. It's just, that rain, that moisture kind of heading our way. So for today, there you can see the scattered showers. Now, we have a colder system coming in from the northwest, basically the Gulf of Alaska. That's what's going to bring in a better chance for widespread rain and lower snow levels, especially by Wednesday night and into Thursday. But after that, look at Friday. Look at Saturday, Sunday. High pressure building in. It is going to be a lot warmer, back to where we've been by the time we get into the weekend. And then we got another system that could come in around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, may bring us a little bit more rainfall. We'll have to watch that. No guarantees on that one just yet, but then another route of high pressure building in behind that. So up and down with the temperatures, right? Now, the Storm Prediction Center is giving us the best chance for thunderstorms east of the valley. And I certainly agree with that. But I don't want to rule out a thunderstorm or two in the valley or even in parts of central Siskiyou County either. And then it wants to favor most of the thunderstorms tomorrow to the north. But I do think that all of Northern California could see a chance for some rumbles of thunder by tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at our in-house forecast model. There you can see some of the showers we're seeing out there this morning. Now, again, we go through the day and what you'll notice is just some scattered showers and maybe the potential for thunderstorms. And notice where we're kind of cutting off thunderstorms to just scattered showers. The valley, West of the valley, mainly just scattered showers, no thunderstorms. Valley eastward, thunderstorms are a possibility. Now, if you get caught under a thunderstorm, you're talking about a brief period of heavy rainfall, lightning, gusty winds, the works. Then we go into tonight, kind of tapers off a bit. But the next round of rain comes in on Wednesday. Now, this is quote unquote the main event, right? This is when we're seeing the bulk of the rain moving through. And this is when we also have the potential for isolated thunderstorms for everyone. But take note when we look at this map here, take note of the valley. We're just not seeing a ton of rainfall. It's mainly surrounding the valley, that typical horseshoe, right? Where you see most of the rain in the mountains and on the coast and less rainfall for the valley. But also take note of snow. You see the blue and the pinks is kind of the rain-snow mix. Look what happens. Not so much now. And there's that line, right? You see the strong south winds, that could create a line of thunderstorms. Convergence line, if you will. Now, it's showing it south of Redding, closer to Red Bluff, then working its way northeast. We'll see. But what the model is picking up on are some gusty winds and the potential for a convergence line developing. So we'll have to kind of watch for that. Now, look at this. A lot more blue on the map, right? Because that coldest air is now moving in. But one of the key factors that I want you to take into account with snow is this. Yes, snow levels will be down to about 3,000, 3,500 feet. But it's not going to be a ton of snow because by the time the coldest air moves in, we're not working with as much moisture. And we're kind of wrapping up the amount of moisture that we're dealing with. So by the time we get to Thursday morning, you see what's happening? Yeah, this is lower snow levels, but not very heavy, is it? Thursday afternoon, maybe some scattered snow flurries. And what I'm noticing is it's mainly the coast. Basically, the mountains and the coast, seeing the best chance for some scattered showers on Thursday, leftover showers, not a lot. Snow flurries above 3,000, 3,500 feet on Thursday afternoon for the mountains, but the valley and even parts of the eastern mountains like Lassen and Plumas counties will be dry on Thursday. But by Friday, everyone is dry and everyone will be warmer too, but still a bit breezy, by the way, on Friday. So the amount of rainfall we can expect in the valley, I'd say upwards of 1/10 of an inch to maybe over 1/4 of an inch in some spots. It depends if you get caught under a thunderstorm. If you get caught under a thunderstorm in the valley, 1/4 of an inch or more is a possibility. But look where we're seeing most of the rain. The coast, inland areas, the mountains, right? And less in the valley. Now, this is a different forecast model, just to give you some perspective. And there you can see about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall for most of the valley, central part of the valley, but north end of the valley, east side of the valley, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 an inch at most. And we're talking upwards of an inch or more for many of you along the coast. Winter weather advisory, by the way, for northern Trinity County. Now, this is mainly for Highway 3 on Scott Mountain Pass, as we could be looking at the potential for some snow there. 4 to 7 inches is possible above 3,000 feet. So let's take a look at the snow. Now, the numbers I put in there, I've put those in there myself. So you can see they're minimal amounts. They're not amounts that's going to have a huge impact on travel. But here's the deal, folks. If you're traveling Wednesday night, I just want you to be prepared for winter travel. Pack the chains. Make sure you don't swap out your snow tires just yet. Keep them on because you may need them if you have to travel in the mountains, especially Wednesday night into Thursday. Gusty winds. There's a wind advisory for Modoc County from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Wednesday. And for Wednesday through Thursday morning with a high wind watch for Lassen and eastern Plumas County. Gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour or more. So we look at the winds right now, and you can see they're not that strong, but they'll be picking up this afternoon, 20, 25 miles an hour. And then they start to die down again, but they're back to stronger, 20 to 30 miles per hour or higher. Then they die down again for your Thursday. But look at Friday. A bit of a north wind coming in on Friday for the valley in particular, and even along the coast, you're seeing some breezy, borderline windy conditions. Temperature-wise, it's going to be much, much cooler out there today, tomorrow, Thursday, most likely below normal for the next 3 days. But then, yeah, it's back to the 70s and 80s by the time we get into Friday and through the weekend. Hey, let's take a look at our lake levels. And, we're actually seeing a minor drop at Trinity Lake, but still increase out towards Lake Shasta and Lake Oroville. Still over 100%, though, that historical average. No big surprises there. Now, wave heights are not a problem right now, but if you do need to be on a small boat over the next 24 to 48 hours, do note that there'll probably be some hazardous seas out there. Taking a look at the winds from the southwest at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the northwest at 4 feet at 9 seconds, and from the southwest at 1 feet at 11 seconds. All right, there's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. There's the chance for showers. Possible thunderstorms on Wednesday. I think Trinity County will be dry for the most part on Thursday. If you see a stray shower Thursday, don't be surprised. Thursday is the transition back to, from the wet weather conditions we're dealing with now, back to drier conditions, especially as we go into Friday. Take it to the north, 60 for Orleans, 62 degrees in Hoopa. It's cooler out there and even cooler by Wednesday. And that cooler air is still in place on Thursday. Snow levels down to about 3,000 feet on Thursday. But again, keep in mind, you're not talking about a ton of snow at that elevation. And then we take a look at Modoc County. Temperatures mid-50s for your daytime highs today. Low 50s by Wednesday. Coldest air will be here on Thursday. 44 degrees for your daytime high. Back in the 60s and 70s over the weekend. Eastern Mountains, you're in the mid to upper 50s today, although Mineral, one of the cooler spots at 48, 47 in Viola. And it looks like about 61 degrees in Paradise. Taking out of the south end of the valley, temperatures upper 60s, right around or just, right around normal. This is about normal for this time of the year temperature-wise. Chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms today. Again, looks ominous. It's not going to be, crazy thunderstorms here all day long. It's just going to be that chance. Otherwise, scattered showers. Better chance for some of those showers coming in on Wednesday, maybe some thunderstorms. Upper 60s for the north end of the valley. Dry by Thursday, warmer. Back in the 80s by the weekend. And there you can see that 7-day outlook for Redding. And you know what? Easter Sunday, 83 degrees for those kids doing those Easter egg hunts. Looks like you've got some good weather for it going into the weekend. So looks like some very nice, pleasant spring weather heading on in. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me check in to see if anybody's kind of chiming in this morning. We got a couple people. I've got just this little setup that's not normal for me, so I'm kind of getting it's like you have vertigo. You're like, where is everything, right? So we got a couple of people checking in. I can't put you on the screen because, again, I'm at this interesting setup. But Jackie Dixon, she's one of the first to say good morning from Trinidad. We got Curtis Brown saying good morning, Mike. We still had 80 degrees. Yeah, it was still warm yesterday, right? Upper 70s to about 80 in the valley. Catherine Schmidt saying good morning. Boy, do we need rain. And you are 100% right, and we are going to see some of that rain, but unfortunately not as much, I think, as some of us would like, especially in the valley. And then Swift's Park A-Pup. Wet weather will be welcome in Hayfork. I think everyone has that thought, right? My camera is kind of one of those smart cameras. It's not so smart, is it? It's like doing all kinds of weird, funky stuff. I move around. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely going to be a welcome sight. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. It's going to be a little bit of a hard transition from me back to the 24-hour channel. By the way, because sometimes the setup, what happens is I have to turn off the stream, turn it back on. So if you're watching on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or even on YouTube, just check back in 30 seconds to a minute later, and you'll be able to get back to the 24-hour channel. In the meantime, have yourselves a great rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream, and we'll get ready to go. And, of course, by the way, I'll have updates at 11 o'clock, or between 11 and noon today, and then later on this evening with the latest forecast model data as well. So keep checking in right here at Weather NorCal for the latest, available on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, anywhere YouTube is available, including your smart TV. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can go to weathernorcal.com. Oh yeah, I've got a free Weather NorCal app. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel there. You can watch the latest video forecast. All of the information you need there right from the app. Just search for Weather NorCal in all of those platforms, and you'll be good to go. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us this morning. Have yourselves a great Tuesday, and we'll see you around.